How are you? Garold, Vallie here. And did you know that by the age 35, 80% of most people's lives are being operated on autopilot? 80%. That puts it at about 2.5 hours of your day that is really up for grabs. The rest of the day is done exactly the way you did it the day before that, the day before that, and the day before that. That's crazy to me. What we're going to talk about today is creating lasting and purposeful change in our lives. Creating those little changes that are going to make the monumental differences down the road. And that has to do with our daily routines. We're going to talk about small, consistent steps that are on purpose to get you closer to where you want to be. And it doesn't matter if it's a new job, a new house, building self-esteem, a new relationship. It does not matter. But it does have to do with these little tiny changes we make in our day-to-day routine. Like I started with, 80% by the age 35 is autopilot. Let's make a change to that. Let's make a change to that. And it's not easy. It's not easy. It's going to take some self-discipline. You're going to have to do a little bit of work because in the current state of our world, everything is instant. We're looking for a magic pill. We're trying to go on Amazon and order something that's going to be here by the end of the day on our porch. We got it now. We have it. We have the instant gratification. Honest, lasting change doesn't happen overnight. But it's not these huge changes that are going to make the biggest difference. It's the shifts we make in our daily routines. The power is all within. And each one of you have it. Every single person has the power to make those changes. Think about your morning. Think about how you wake up every morning. You know, the alarm goes off, you get up, maybe put your sleep pants back on one leg at a time. You walk down the stairs same way you did yesterday. You turn on the coffee pot. You get that going. You get the same cup or a similar cup as you had yesterday. You set it down. Maybe you go get ready to brush your teeth and you grab the toothpaste with the same hand, the brush with the same hand, and you're brushing your teeth exactly the way you did it yesterday. And really, by the time you get to the point where you're in your car driving to work or taking the kids to school or doing whatever you're doing, you don't even remember what happened the previous hour because you were on complete autopilot. I believe, and so many agree with me in the grand scheme of things, that starting your morning out on purpose is one of the quickest ways to make the lasting changes in the rest of your life. Now, what do I mean by that? Starting your morning out on purpose. I mean, when you get up and you walk down your stairs, you know, you still have a little sleep in your eyes, you're still in the alpha, beta, theta state. You're still half in dreamland. Great time to actually pick up a journal and start writing, but we're not even going to get there today. I'm saying when you walk downstairs, maybe when you turn on your coffee pot, do a couple stretches and do them on purpose. Maybe it's just trying to touch your toes. Maybe it's stretching your arms out. Look up some beginner yoga asanas on the internet. Do a couple yoga asanas. You're doing something for yourself and you're doing it consciously in the morning. Just 2-3 minutes. I think one of the coolest things to do in the morning is take a couple minutes and just think about gratitude. Think about the things you're happy. Think about the things you're thankful for. And do that for a couple minutes. And start with the little things. The pillow under your head. That you even have a toothbrush to brush your teeth. Start there and work your way out. Family, friends, that you have a car, that you have a job, that you have the air to breathe around you. Start that list. Because gratitude is one of the most powerful emotions we can possibly have. And when you sit there and you start thinking about the things you're thankful for, a smile comes to your face. I will almost guarantee that a smile comes to your face when you start feeling that emotion of gratitude. That's just 2 things you can start doing in your mornings to start out in a purposeful, positive manner. And those things, they will be the pebble in the pond. You've seen a pebble in a pond. You've seen the waves ripple out. And when they get to the shore, they're even usually a little bigger and wavier. Starting a morning out on purpose will be that pebble in the pond. I personally like to do a little bit of yoga, a little bit of gratitude, lay out my plan for the day. The way an optimum day will look, I'll visualize that day. That the phone call I'm hoping for, it comes, and I'm visualizing that conversation. If I'm going to do something, ride my skateboard, maybe go play hockey, whatever I'm going to do, I think about those things. And they don't always work out exactly the way I visualize, but they usually work out pretty darn good. But I'm living on purpose, and that's what I want you to start doing. Living your life on purpose. Another great benefit of starting your day on purpose is that as you stack up those days, as you start with day one, and maybe it's just one thing or two things. Maybe it's the stretching and the gratitude. Maybe you start journaling, writing some things down, whatever it is. But when you get to day 6, 7, 10, 14, now something else very special starts happening. You start getting this confidence inside of you because you made a deal with yourself. There's nobody else you made this deal with, but you made a deal with yourself that you were going to start living on purpose. You were going to start your day purposefully, and you're following through with that. So now you start building a little self-confidence. And you start thinking, what can I do next? How can I live purposefully next? How can I take steps to get to that goal that I want? And the other special thing is you realize the personal power and control that you have. What I want you to do is close your eyes for a minute. Close your eyes and think about yesterday morning. If you can even remember what you did yesterday morning when you woke up. But think about yesterday morning. You probably got up, maybe to an alarm, depending on what day that was. You got up, you got out of bed, you're walking down the stairs. Maybe you pet the dog, pet the cat. Walk over, get your coffee pot going if you're a coffee drinker. As your coffee's brewing, you walk in the bathroom, you pick the toothpaste up with the same hand you did yesterday, the toothbrush. You get your teeth brushed the same exact way you did the day before and the day before that and the day before that. Get done with your teeth brushed. Maybe make your way over to the coffee pot to fill that same cup you've had every day for the last 6 years. Take your sips. Maybe you take a look at a newspaper, surf the internet, take a look at your social media feed. Maybe you check your email and jump in the shower. Wash the same way you did the day before, and you get out, probably put on some clothes similar to what you did the day before, and then you're off to either work, take the kids to school, whatever you do next. But it's the exact same routine every day. And if we want to create change in our lives, this is the place to start. In the daily routine, changing up the daily ritual. And the easiest way that I personally know to do that is start with the morning. Start with what you do in the AM. And I learned it decades ago from a gentleman named Tim Ferriss. I read his book, The 4-Hour Work Week, and I saw how important the morning ritual was. So I started doing some research about it. Check out the scientific studies. Check out whoever else is doing it. And if you do that, you will see some of the most successful people on the planet have a specific morning ritual. And it changes over the years. You start doing it, it's going to change. It's going to change with your life. Maybe you get a new job. Maybe things change. But having a purpose-driven morning routine sets the tone for the rest. Sets the tone for the rest of the day, not to mention the personal confidence you're building and the trust you have in yourself because you stuck to it. Now, what if other parts of your life that up to this point were on autopilot, you started making changes to, making conscious changes to, made a conscious decision to shift directions on purpose, to get you closer to your goal. If your goal is happiness, because happiness is a choice. If your goal is happiness, taking steps to do things that are going to cultivate happiness. If your goal is a promotion at work, Instead of sitting in the lunchroom with everybody else, trading stories about whatever the craziest meme is or the newest news story, you're actually maybe having a bite to eat, and then you're doing something to get closer to that promotion. Those are the little things throughout your day that don't take an exorbitant amount of time, but that can change your life monumentally. And I believe it starts with the way you get out of bed in the morning. So with that, I want to say thank you very much for tuning in today. And that morning ritual is one of the most important parts of my life and many others. And I'd like it to be the most important part for you. Before we end this video, I want to say, taking control of those private moments, of the moments that you can, is so important. Because there's so much in this world that's out of our control. You see it on the news. You read it on the internet. Heck, you can't control the people around you. You can't control anything. But you can control you. You can't control how you feel. You can't control how you react. You can control how you're thinking about your life. And that morning ritual, taking some steps there to purposefully live your life, is just one way to start grabbing some of that control back. Because it's so easy to get reactionary towards all these crazy things, and we don't have control over most of them. But the things we do, we have to realize and recognize and take back. And it starts with how you get out of bed in the morning. But it's just one example. There are so many other opportunities that you will begin to see where you can start taking purposeful action to get closer to the goal. And that goal can be whatever it is. Whatever it is. Feeling better about yourself. Being in better shape. Getting, like I said, getting a promotion. Getting a new relationship. Whatever it is. It's these small, seemingly mundane routines we go through where we can make the biggest impact. So thank you very much for tuning in. And there'll be more to come. You can go to thestokeisreal.com, check out more. You can also, on YouTube, check out Garold Vallie and see the podcast, the drop-in. And, the goal that for me is to inspire as many people as I can on this planet to realize the power they have. It took me years to get there, studying, reading hundreds of books, doing as many courses as I possibly could. And I realized going through my own personal experiences was the best teacher. And that's what I speak from. I speak from my experiences. So thank you once again. I hope to see each and every one of you as I'm out on the road, on stages all over the country. And take care of yourselves, and I hope to hear from you soon.